There are 63 flagship national parks in the United States. They're all great, but which of them are the best of the best? Stay tuned to find out. Every national park has a claim to fame, and they are some of the most beautiful places on Earth. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, so any rating of these fantastic places is by definition subjective. However, I also try to rank the parks objectively, based on a number of factors such as visitation and proximity to people. The link to that video is in the description. But why should you listen to me? Well, I've been to all the national parks, so I feel qualified to rate them relative to each other, through my lens, based on what I enjoy. So, what do I like? Well, I love beautiful natural scenery and relatively short hikes of 4 miles or less. I am not much into water sports, and I generally don't camp because my older bones aren't compatible with sleeping in a tent. I love wildlife, but I'm not particularly patient to spot them. I don't like crowds, so parks where it's harder to avoid crowds are rated lower. There are ways to avoid crowds at most popular parks. I made a video on how to do that. See the link in the description. I like parks that are easy to reach and easy to visit. There's a video and a blog post for each of the parks on this channel for more information. The blog posts have rating for each category. Check them out. The links are in the description. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Well, it's easy to rate all the parks 4 or 5 stars, but that defeats the whole purpose of rating them. Only 10% of the parks, that's only 6 parks, are rated 5 stars. They're the best of the best. 15 parks are rated as 4 stars, 16 with 3 stars, 18 with 2 stars, and 8 with 1 star. As you can see, I'm a pretty tough grader. There is a video for each of the star ratings. Videos for these are in the description below. In this video, I'll show you the 5-star parks. Stay tuned to the end for my absolute favorite single park. Do you agree with my picks? Leave a comment below on your favorite national parks and why you like them. So, let's get started. Glacier National Park. Glacier is one of the most popular parks, even though it's pretty far from a major city. Why should you go to Glacier? The mountains and the lakes are simply gorgeous. The hikes are some of the best, and there is something for everyone. It's a lot of fun to visit. What are the must-see sites? At the top of the list is going to the Sun Road. This 50-mile road traverses some of the most beautiful scenery, with many gorgeous stops along the way. You can spot lots of wildlife, especially at dawn or dusk. Plan ahead. Reservation is required in peak season and peak times. Grinnell Lake and Grinnell Glacier hike. The lake is beautiful, one of the best in the park. The scenery on the trail is stunning, but requires a lengthy hike. Many Glacier at Swift Current Lake. This lake is absolutely gorgeous, with the iconic lodge on her shore. Boat tours and rentals are available. St. Mary Falls and Virginia Falls. An excellent hike along a beautiful mountain stream to wonderful waterfalls with plenty of interesting things along the way. Logan Pass, a great hike to Hidden Lake with great scenery and a good chance to spot wildlife. Lake McDonald, the largest lake in the park with boat tours and boat rentals. These are just the highlights. There are many more great hikes and lakes. There are many reasons to go to Glacier, but if your sole purpose is to step foot on a glacier, there are other parks for easier access to glaciers, like Kenai Fjords National Park in Alaska, or even Jasper National Park in Canada. The season is short at Glacier, typically from May to September. With over 3 million visitors a year, crowd can be a problem on the road and in the parking areas. Vehicle reservations are required during the season from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Glacier is simply a beautiful, fun park to visit with something for everyone. See the full video and the blog. The links are in the description below. Denali National Park. Located in Alaska, Denali is the highest peak in the US at more than 20,000 feet. It's a huge mountain, visible from Anchorage and Fairbanks on rare occasions. Denali is so tall, it creates its own weather. It's constantly covered by cloud. Your chances of seeing the peak is about 1 in 4. Everything in Alaska is bigger, grander, more majestic. Denali is the best example. Why should you go? For the scenery and wildlife. You have to be there to feel it. No pictures or videos can do it justice. What are the must-see sites? Denali Park Road. It goes for 89 miles into the park, but you must take a park shuttle or a bus tour to go beyond Savage River, about 15 miles in. The shuttle bus provides transportation for hikers, while the day-long bus tour provides the fully guided experience. In either case, you're likely to see wildlife along the way. As of 2024, the Denali Park Road is closed at mile marker 43 due to a landslide. It's expected to remain that way through 2026. Flight seeing. To truly experience the grandeur of Denali, a flight seeing trip is a must. From the air, you can sense the vastness of the Alaskan range. Some of the air tours make a stop on a glacier. What are some of the other sites? Dog Kennel. There are frequent programs during the season to learn about sled dogs. Savage River area. Reachable by car, it's an area with great scenery and wonderful hikes. How do you get there? There are 3 main ways. First, fly to Anchorage or Fairbanks, rent a car, and drive there. Second, take the Alaskan Railroad from Anchorage or Fairbanks for a great scenic ride. Third, take an Alaskan cruise to Seward and a land tour from there. The season is short at Denali, typically from May to September. While it's hard and expensive to visit, the scenery puts this park in the top 10%. Olympic National Park. Located near Seattle, Olympic National Park is easy to visit. It's really 3 parks in one. It's a mountain park, a coastal park, and a rainforest park. Why should you visit? Because each of the 3 parts of this park is beautiful by itself. When combined, it's a world-class diverse park, easy and lots of fun to visit. What are the must-visit sites? Hurricane Ridge. This is the most accessible part of Mount Olympus, the major part of the park. You drive up the mountain to the Hurricane Ridge Visitor Center and hike the 3-mile trail to Hurricane Hill. The scenery at Hurricane Hill is breathtaking. Marimere Falls. The short 1-mile hike to Marimere Falls is a great walk through the rainforest to a stunning 90-foot waterfall with very little effort. Soltuk Falls. Another great hike through the rainforest to a 48-foot waterfall that's divided into 4 streams. It's only 0.8 miles one way, very little effort with a great reward at the end. The scenery is completely different than the mountain. It's lush with fantastic waterfalls with moss and fern. Rialto Beach. This is one beach among many on the Pacific coast of Olympic National Park. A short walk from the parking lot. The beach is full of driftwood, dark gray sand, rock cropping just off the beach, and powerful waves. These are just the highlights. There are so many other hikes and places to see at Olympic. See the links in the description for the full video and blog post for all the wonderful sites. Olympic is easy to visit with lots of variety. Regardless of the area, be it mountain, rainforest, or coastal, the scenery were some of the most beautiful in the world. Arches National Park. One of the Utah Mighty 5, Arches National Park is the most fun and easiest to visit. The rock formations are unique, colorful, and unreal. All the attractions are on one main road, with manageable hikes to the various arches and formations. It's just the right combination for auto touring and fun hikes. What are the must-visit sites? Arches Scenic Drive. The 18-mile drive has stunning, colorful scenery. Take the spur to Delicate Arch Viewpoint and Windows section. Balanced Rock, an improbable formation with a short quarter-mile walk from the parking area. Delicate Arch. See it from the viewpoint or hike the 3-mile round trip to the arch itself. Windows area. A short 1-mile round trip gives you fantastic views of the north window, the south window, and the turret arch. Landscape Arch. The arch with the longest span that is a 1.8-mile round trip hike. There are many other hikes to various arches, all of them different. Most of them are a relatively short hike from the road. The vast majority of the trails are less than 4 miles. You can hike many trails in one day. Do as many of them as you can. See the full video and blog post for more details. The link is in the description below. Make sure you bring lots of water and sunshade. There isn't a lot of shade and it can get really hot in the summer. Arches get really crowded, so be prepared to see lots of people. Reservations required from April to October. Be sure to plan ahead. Arches is easy to visit and lots of fun. Bryce Canyon National Park. Bryce Canyon is another member of the Utah Mighty Five. It is lots of fun to visit with the best hike in the national park. The red rock scenery is beautiful and strange at the same time. The hoodoos are so iconic. The canyon is human-sized and relatable. What are the 3 must-see sites? Queen's Garden Navajo Loop. This is the best that I've taken anywhere. That's saying a lot. It has just the right combination of scenery, variety, and difficulty. This trail takes you to the bottom of the canyon. The whole loop is less than 3 miles. Walk from Sunrise Point to Sunset Point. This easy flat 1-mile trail gives you stunning, colorful views of the hoodoos and the canyon from the rim. Drive the 18-mile scenic loop to Rainbow Point. Stop at various lookouts. Hike the 1-mile Bristlecone Loop Trail. The view from the canyon rim is gorgeous, especially early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun makes the red rocks pop. There are many other hikes and views in this park. See the links in the description for the full video and blog post for more details. I've been to this park 3 times and enjoy each time immensely. People often ask me, what is your favorite national park? Do you care to take a guess? Well, here's a hint. It is the oldest national park in the US. Yellowstone National Park. If you only visit one national park in the United States, Yellowstone National Park is the one. Yellowstone National Park has so many scenes and features that are among the best in the world, packed into one park. It's incredible. There are so many world-class attractions here. Any one of them by itself can be a top-notch national park. Let's start with the best collection of geothermal features in the world. Of course, there is the Old Faithful Geyser, but that's just the start of it. There are so many clear, colorful springs with steam rising in the air and mud pots at Norris Geyser Basin and the cascading Mammoth Hot Springs. Oh, and the most beautiful prismatic spring. What about waterfalls? Lower Yellowstone Falls and Tower Falls are 2 of the prettiest waterfalls. What about a canyon? The Grand Canyon of Yellowstone is perhaps prettier than Black Canyon and the Big Grand Canyon. Yes, Grand Canyon is way bigger, but I think the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone is prettier. You want majestic mountains? Yellowstone has that too, with mountains over 10,000 feet on the north side of the park. How about a lake? Lake Yellowstone is pristine and beautiful. While it's not as colorful as Crater Lake, it is as pretty as Crater or Voyagers. What about hiking and fishing? Yellowstone has plenty of that too. There are trails for everyone, from the short and flat to the long and hilly. You say you want to see wildlife? Yellowstone has plenty of bison, pronghorn, sheep, deer, bear, and wolf, just to name a few, not to mention birds of all kinds. At dawn and dusk, Lamar Valley is one of the best places to encounter wildlife. Old Faithful Lodge is synonymous with the classic National Park Lodge. It's an attraction in its own right. Because the park is so big, even though it draws lots of people, once you get on a trail, you won't feel crowded. I've been to Yellowstone 3 times, and each time I discover something new. Each time I go, it reinforces my view this is the best national park. See the full videos and blog posts on Yellowstone. Yes, the links are in the description. These 6 parks are the creme de la creme of the parks. These are the parks you plan a trip specifically for them as your main destination. If you made it this far in the video, you must like it, so please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to check out the videos on the parks ranked objectively: 4, 3, 2, and 1-star parks, and for each of the parks. The links are in the description below. Do you agree? What would be your top 6 parks? Leave a comment below.